Hello friends, I am Jay the Kobold and I am here live in Las Vegas. Same background, but I assure you that I'm in Las Vegas this time. It's actually quite nice here. Let me actually adjust chat to be like... how about that? That seems like a nice chat. Hi chat, how's it going? I have had a rough couple of weeks. It's been kind of brutal. So, as some of you may know, I came out with a pretty bad cold, and it ended up lasting like nearly a month. Apparently it's just been going around this area. It's just a virus that lasts like 3 to 5 weeks, and it sucks, and I couldn't do things. And then, well, with Christmas and holidays and all that stuff, it was difficult to do more than a simple stream. You know, I did a little bit of triangle strategy, which I am enjoying, and I'm going to do some more of. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it this week since I'm on my laptop. I honestly don't know if my laptop can handle it, frankly. But hey, maybe I can, I don't know. And I've appeared on Sprig's stream several times, which was a lot of fun, always is. And I will be going back into it, that is to say. I'll be going back into streams on a regular basis. I'll be going back into 5 streams a week. Oh, hello! Thank you, Vaporeon! I won the Vegas jackpot! Yay! I think that you won as well. We're both winners. We're all winners here. How's that for a beautiful cliche? Yay, thank you. So. I am currently in Vegas. I went out here for a business trip to the Consumer Electronics Show. This is not the CES stream. I'll be doing a lot more build-up for that. It'll be a much fancier stream. But this is just me hanging out for a little bit. Probably a couple hours, just talking with chat. Maybe if people aren't terribly talkative, I'll fire up, like, I don't know, Backpack Hero or something. Just kind of hang out. We're just gonna have a chill time today. I'll be going into Triangle Strategy next week, assuming my laptop can run it with all of my streaming stuff. I forgot the mount for my mic, so I have no idea how my mic sounds. It's probably mid, which is the worst thing that you can be, truly. And yeah, I was gonna do my best. I always try to do my best. Sometimes, once in a while, I even succeed. So, I'm not actually staying on the Las Vegas Strip. I'm staying off the Strip with one of my friends. And this has a lot of benefits, because Vegas is a beautiful place. But the Strip is just painful. You don't want to actually go to the Las Vegas Strip very often, to be perfectly honest. It's just a lot, and I don't want an exciting vacation. There's different kinds of vacations, right? You can have a fun, exciting vacation, or you can have a relaxing vacation. You can't have both at the same time, right? You can't have a relaxing vacation that is going to be in the Las Vegas Strip. So I'm glad that I can have a relaxing vacation. I'll probably go down to the Strip a couple times, specifically for food, because Las Vegas has some of the best food in the world. Which is funny because their water is terrible. That's one thing that I noticed as soon as I got here, is just the quality of the regular water. I just mean the regular water that you drink out of a tap is really low. Now, admittedly, I'm super spoiled. I didn't bring my hand tracking, in case you're wondering why my arm's just stuck by the side. I'm super spoiled for water, because usually I have, you know, mountain well water going through a water softener and then a reverse osmosis, and it's just the best quality water that you will find anywhere ever. So I'm super spoiled for good quality water. This here is just the worst. And it's a desert, I get it. It's a desert. It's hard to get good water in a desert. But I miss it. So, but they are some of the best food in the world. And that's why, later this week, I'm going to Denny's. That's right. I am here with Gordon Ramsay and, like, the Fogo de Chao and Zen Curry, which is genuinely the best curry restaurant I have ever been to, is phenomenal. I am here in some of the best restaurants that the world has to offer, and I'm gonna go to Denny's. Why? Because there is a Denny's on the Strip, on Las Vegas Strip, right next to all these places, literally a 10-minute walk from Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen restaurant. I gotta know what it's like. I have to know what the Las Vegas Strip Denny's is like. I suspect it's going to be the best Denny's in the world. I think that's not a very high compliment. And like, yo, Getty, welcome. Glad to have you here. It's also in America, and as American you say the water quality isn't. That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, you have people with well waters. Well, a lot of people have well water in America, right? I assume. Most people have well waters, I would assume. Anyways. So, I am going to go to the Las Vegas Denny's because I want that experience. It is going to be dumb, it is going to be ridiculous, it is going to be wild, and I am going to be here for it. I cannot wait. Oh, it's Getty's. Oh, neat. It's actually Getty's first super chat. Thank you so much. Where was I? Hi. Yes. So, the Las Vegas Denny's. I'm going to tell you how that is later. I'll probably make a YouTube short about it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can guarantee it's not going to be a normal time. And I'm not here for normal. I'm here for weird. And I already had Zen Curry once. Zen Curry, if you don't know, is my favorite restaurant in Vegas. It is a small hole in the wall that has like 6 tables inside the restaurant. It is a little nook of a place in Las Vegas, in Vegas Chinatown. And oh my goodness, they make the best curry that I have ever had. Their menu is curry. That's it. Like they have curry, and then they have like a couple of appetizers. They have a couple of appetizers like pot stickers and gyoza and like takoyaki, which is good. They're good, but like literally the only dish they have on the menu is curry, and it's the best curry that I've ever had. And I highly recommend it if you ever come out here. That's the number 1 recommendation that I have. And maybe the number 2 recommendation will be Denny's. Yo, but what if this is the Denny's that serves like filet mignon and like king crab? What if this is the Denny's that has a 5-star chef in it? What if this is just like a really good Denny's? That would be hilarious to me. I don't think I have gone to Denny's a couple of times in my life, but never intentionally. You know, in my experience, you don't go to Denny's, you arrive at a Denny's. You don't get in your car and go to a Denny's. You look around and you go, why am I at a Denny's? What am I doing here? That is what Denny's exists in my mind. So the idea of actually like going to a fancy Denny's, I'm gonna dress up. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to put on my nice outfit, my nicest outfit that I packed for this trip. This is going to be special. This is going to be an event. Or if the Denny's has a Michelin star, just one. That'd be amazing. Oh my goodness. What if Denny's is an actual Denny making the food? I hope so. I mean, I assume all of them do. I assume like that's why there aren't as many of them nowadays, is because people don't get named Dennis anymore, right? You're gonna bet Denny's because it's open and you've been out. Honestly, yeah, that is spot on. You arrive at Denny's because it's open. You've been out doing other stuff, and you want to stop somewhere for some food, but you don't really want to spend a lot of money. But you don't want to get like fast food like McDonald's either. So you just kind of end up in Denny's, and then you leave Denny's and go to like Noodle Company or something. Ask us to the chef and give it a sticker. I will give them a Michelin sticker. It'll actually just be the Michelin Man. I never understood that. Is that the same company? Like the Michelin Man and the Michelin stars? Like, is it like? Does the Brake Company have a division of really good food critiquing. It sounds silly, but like, Yamaha makes keyboards and motorcycles, so like, maybe I could see a world where that was the case. But it sounds so dumb that it kind of feels like it might be true, you know? It sounds so wrong that part of me believes it. Guinness has a division based around records? Huh? Oh, really? Oh, wait, those are connected? I did not know that. I thought that was a completely independent thing. Huh. I assumed Guinness was a name, like, you know, just someone else with the same name. But, okay. That's actually really interesting. Wow, okay. Cool. You know, if you save up enough money, you can buy a Guinness record. That's actually how it works, is you give them a lot of money and get a record adjudicator and try to get them something set up that you are going to be best in the world at, and they will actually work with you to try to find something that you could do that would fit that, because it's an advertising thing. It's just an advertising path, and that's pretty heckin' cool, honestly. You think it's British versus American Michelin? Okay, so in the UK, Michelin has food, and in like the rest of the world, or in North America, they have brakes. I think. Is it brakes? Is it no, it's tires, because the dude has like the tires, right? No. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. I gotta look it up. I must know. I have to know. Chrome theme colors have been refreshed to work better for everyone. No, stop. I'm trying to look up dumb stuff. Don't give me pop-ups about updates. Michelin. It is tires. I see. I was right. I'm a genius. The reason why Michelin does the food stars is because they wanted motorists to drive more, so they would wear them. Oh my goodness, really? Oh, that's so smart! Oh, that's actually really clever! Oh, wow! That's actually really cool! Cool! Neat. Sorry, I am absolutely tickled by this idea. That is amazing. That is phenomenal. So like I said, this isn't the CES stream. I will have one of those this week, but I need to organize my stuff, and frankly, I want a couple days of vacation. So I was going to have several episodes of Lies of P queued up to go live while I was out here, so I could actually have a week off of streaming. But then I got sick and had to take like 2 weeks off of streaming. And I should have taken all those. I should have taken 4 weeks off of streaming, because if I was sick, I didn't want to, because I had fun streaming, and I don't regret it because it was fun. Anyways, but I didn't. So I am going to be streaming, but I like streaming, so it's still vacation. But my initial plan was not to have any obligation. You know, my initial plan was going to be I might hop on and do a stream or not. It's my vacation. I'm not going to be locked into it. As a result, I'm not planning on writing out a schedule. I will have a stream today. Probably tomorrow, and definitely on Monday. The rest of the week, I don't know. But today is the first day of my vacation, because yesterday and the day before were not vacation days. Those were work days. I was, going to see Consumer Electronics Show, not as a small lizard running around to look for things, but as a actual job, as for my day job, because YouTube is not paying bills yet. So I appreciate the super chats. That actually helps a lot. Thank you. So, I am going to be on vacation and doing vacation things, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I kind of want to see a show. I don't know which one. If you know any Vegas shows that are really good, let me know. I'm definitely going to go hiking at Red Rock, hopefully twice. Red Rock is just incredible, and I love it. Genuinely, Red Rock Park is just an outstanding place to go hiking. One of my favorite hiking places outside of the places around me. Probably do Turtle Head Peak again, because that's a really fun hike. and I'll probably sit around and watch anime with my friend a whole bunch. That's the plan. That's my big Vegas plan. And Denny's. And I'm definitely going to Denny's. So if you have any things to do in Vegas that you know of, let me know. I'm not really planning on doing a casino. I do like craps. That's the only casino game that I really enjoy. But I'm not big on gambling. If I want to gamble, I'll run a gacha stream. And I'm not going to run a gacha stream. So I think that I'm not going to be going into any casinos intentionally. I might stumble into one. It's kind of hard when you're walking around Vegas not to wander into one. Just because there's a lot of shops and stores and parking areas and convention centers and just general spaces that require you to walk through a casino twice to find. And the casinos are designed to trap you. They're designed so that if you walk in, it's hard to find your way out. So I find myself, but once walking, like, I'm not going to go to a casino. I'm just going to go to this. And then you end up walking through a casino for 20 minutes. And it's like, okay, I'm overstimulated. My brain is going to bleed out my ear. Bye-bye. And then you fall asleep. Right in the casino. I think that actually happens a lot. I met a lot of people actually fall asleep in the casino. They have a couple drinks, they're sitting down at a table, or a slot machine, and they put their head down. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it was a common occurrence for people to nap inside of a casino. I wonder what the casino does. On one hand, you want to wake them up because it doesn't look good to have, a passed out customer. On the other hand, they would want to treat you well because clearly that means that you're somebody who's spent a lot of money in the casino. It's an interesting question. Someone got a small jackpot to wake you up? Oh, nice. Yeah, someone had your back. Someone was ready to take care of you. Don't worry, I will win money to help you, wake up. That sounds so weird. That is not something that is a contextant moment. So there's a channel on my Discord called Contextant, and it really is just taking statements that make no sense out of context and posting them with no context. It's fantastic. I love it. It's one of my favorite channels. Just because out of context, some things sound so completely unhinged. Like, I will win money to wake you up. What? Outside the context of sleeping in a casino, that is complete gibberish. Okay, so. Red Rock for certainty. Denny's, I gotta. I have to say that I went to the Denny's on the Las Vegas Strip. That is just such a dumb thing to say, and I have to do it. What else should I do? What do you guys think? What else should I do in Vegas? Should I play craps? I do like craps. See, I like craps because everybody at the table is on the same side. Everybody is cheering together. At craps, you're all on the same team, and everybody is looking at the shooter and going, yeah, you can do this. Because the person who's rolling the dice is trying to make money for everybody at the table. When one person wins, everybody wins. And that's fantastic. I love that. So I enjoy that atmosphere because it's uplifting. Everybody is excited together. When you play blackjack, you're just looking at the dealer's cards and you don't care about the other people. If you're playing poker, everyone else at the table is your enemy. You're fighting against them. You are trying to stop them from winning by winning yourself. So there's a combative energy. If you're playing slots, you're solo. No one is next. Like, you might be next to somebody, but unless you already know them, you're not talking to them. You don't talk to people in a casino. Not really. Unless you're at a craps table, in which case everybody is rowdy, cheering. You can tell how good a craps table is by how loud it is. You want everybody there going, yeah, let's go, and like just being hype. It's a hype game. And it's one of the few, like, roulette is hype, but if somebody else wins, you're hyped for them, you're not, winning at the same time. And the idea that everybody's winning together really changes the atmosphere of the game. And I can't think of any other casino games like that. And now I'm thinking about game design and what games that would apply to. What video games... I mean, obviously there's co-op video games, obviously. But the idea of crafting the experience so that everybody's cheering together. You know, that's an interesting idea. Interesting idea. Semi-pro magic shows. Ooh, I should find the worst magic show in Vegas and go to it. That's what I should do. I should find the magic show with the least positive reviews and then attend it. That could be funny. There's a manga store in Vegas? Ooh. I'm gonna go there. I'll find it. Probably inside of a casino. It's probably in a casino. Everything's in a casino. It's all in casinos. Manga Hole Vegas. That's the name. Oh, we dug a hole and put the manga in there. Go get it. I would. Anyway. Totally would. Absolutely would. No question. Let's see. I should do like some channel update stuff. Do people care about that? I don't know. We're gonna be continuing Triangle Strategy. I'm gonna do a couple of minor streams around Banners of Ruin, and probably do a couple of Twitch streams about Backpack Hero or Kobold Core, just because I like playing them and I like streaming. So I'm just gonna do those things. But it's been a lot of collabs lately, and that's both good and bad. I love collabs because I like the people who I collab with, and I have a blast with them. Though it is a different type of content that I'm often making. So I don't know. I think it's a bit strange because a couple of the people who I watch regularly, I actually don't watch them doing collabs because I don't find that to be as interesting as when they're alone. But I don't know how you guys feel about it. Because on one hand, it's me and Sprig hanging out. That's just a good time. That's just have vibing. On the other hand, it is a different energy. It is a different style. It is a different type of stream. Now, I'm just trying to do stuff. I'm just having fun. And that's really part of the backbone of it, is I'm having fun. And I like having fun. So, what do you guys think? What types of stuff would you like me to do? That's a question, isn't it? A bit of a loaded question, but an honest one. What kind of stuff do you think would be interesting? Because well, we have a lot of stuff. We are going. So we had the Dark Souls 2 runs, and one. See, I seem happier and looser in collabs. And really, that's interesting. Huh. Cool. I'm gonna have to unpack that statement, because that is an interesting statement. Yeah, Triangle Strategy is more of the default game, like the kind of game the channel is built around. I'm going to be doing more video essays once I get back home, but, that requires going back home. I do own Lethal Company. I have not played it at all. I'm waiting for the right time to, in collab to play it with, but, I don't think I'm gonna like it if I'm being honest, but hey, I got it. I own it. Do I have my music on this computer? I don't think I do. I think I only have this music here. It's very fun? You don't know what to recommend? Oh, well, give it a thought. Give it some think thoughts. Live Alive was a lot of fun. I did enjoy that. I've also been playing more of Mario and Rabbids because I pulled out my Switch on the plane and was like, what do I want to do on my Switch? Because a lot of the games that I've been playing recently would be good to buy on the Switch, but I didn't. Like Kobold Core, I should have bought on the Switch. I just should have bought it on the Switch, but I didn't. So and same with Triangle Strategy. It's I should have bought that on the Switch and then played it on the and did some of my grinding on it while I was remote. But I just bought it on Steam because that's where I buy most of my stuff by default, and I just wasn't thinking about it on that way. So I pulled up my Switch and I was looking through things what should I play? And you know what I ended up landing on? I found my save file still intact for Mario and Rabbids 2. Mario and Rabbids 2 is a very good game, and I just played a little bit. I played a little bit on stream, but people weren't terribly interested, so I dropped the series. And I played a little bit more of it on my own and enjoyed it. And then, as usually happens, a billion other games that I was super excited for came out, and I was just like, oh, new shiny. Like, I mean, you know, good games too. Like, you know, the new Pokemon games, and then Elden Ring, and like there's been a lot of good games this year, and I've played a lot of good games this past year, and they've been fantastic. But something like Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, well, fantastic, doesn't quite hold up to Elden Ring. Let's be honest here, you know? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky. I don't even know what console that's on anymore. Let's find out. Explorers of the Sky. DS, can't do it. I do not have a DS capture card. I mean, that's plus also the nature of the dual screen on the DS makes it very difficult to capture. So I mean, that's just an immediate hard no. I'm not going to be playing a DS game. DS capture hardware is like hundreds of dollars. Seriously. So probably not happening. Sorry. I have no doubt that it's a good game, but No More Heroes? I've heard good things about it. Pardon, sorry. I don't have my mute button. Oh no. How do I mute things? Ah. That water is not good. Me being real. I mean, okay. When I play games, I like to have the original hardware. I like to own it. I will very rarely emulate games, and if I do, it's usually games that I do own. It's usually games that I do actually own a cartridge for. Like when I streamed, Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire 2 is another game I could play if people are interested in some more retro stuff. I feel like on one hand, retro gaming is like part of the core DNA of YouTube. Like retro gaming is classic YouTube, but also not terrible. There's also so many people that are doing it that it's not terribly eye-catching anymore. And I don't know. But I played Breath of Fire 1 and I had a good time with it. So I could do Breath of Fire 2. Gaming companies have been selling licenses and not the games themselves. Yeah, that's fair. Is it still piracy? Is what still piracy? No, if you own a copy of the game, like an actual legit copy, and then you're playing it, and then you play an emulated version of it, that's not piracy because you do have access to the actual game. Same with ROM hacks. Daily premonition would drive up the wall. Literally no decision makes sense. Okay. That sounds scary. Let me see if I can adjust that so that everything's on the screen, because I don't think I can. If for some reason there's a heart here, you can see, even because I haven't updated this laptop since ever, so I do actually have to trim out a chunk of the text. Deal with it. I'm gonna play more Kobold Core. I'm probably gonna play more Kobold Core tonight, if I'm being honest. I'm probably just gonna run to a Twitch stream after this and just play Kobold Core because it's fun and I like things that are fun. Yeah, I'm also gonna do a Banners of Ruin stream in the near future. Maybe tomorrow, and I'll do Triangle Strategy on Monday. Maybe that would be a good and cool thing to do. I don't know. Ow. I don't know. Ow. I also picked up Harvestella, but I think that's not going to be a stream game. Hello, Kara. If I'm just all your statements with her. Honestly, yes, you should do that. That's a good idea. You should always do that. Like, not just with me, just with everybody. Anytime you're typing something, end your line with a heart. It's just polite, you know? You should absolutely do that. Especially with people who you have dubious romantic curiosities about. You should absolutely end every line in a heart and see how they react. I highly recommend this path. Speaking of path, I do have Octopath Traveler. How's that for a freaking segue? My goodness, that's the best segue I've ever done. No. I just remember that I got Octopath Traveler 2 for Christmas, and that is absolutely a game that I want to play on the channel. I loved Octopath Traveler 1. Did I do that on the channel or not? I actually don't think... I think it was... Actually, I don't know. But Octopath Traveler 2, incredibly hype. I loved it, and I will want to love it more. So I will. So. Banners of Ruin will probably be only 1 or 2 streams, because it's a card game. It's a repeatable card game, not the kind of YouTube series game that I want to run. But Octopath Traveler 2 will follow Triangle Strategy as my next big game to play through, I'm guessing, maybe. I think so. That's my idea thing. I did do Live Alive, which was very nice. Live Alive was very good, and I enjoyed it. It was good because... It was very good as somebody who was into game design, who was in game design, because Live Alive very much is playing on the themes of classic RPGs, and I think that if you had watched somebody who didn't have either an interest in game design and studying the different ways that you can twist a similar combat system and style into a new idea, or somebody who had were following somebody who had a background in these JRPGs, it wouldn't have been as interesting. I think a lot of people would probably bounce off of Live Alive, which is sad, but also fair, right? Just because of the nature of the game, it's actually quite fair for somebody to go, this is weird. I don't know if I want weird, but it's me. I want weird. I'm always in the mood for weird. Weird is good. That's my take. I like weird things. Better to be unique. Interesting. Hi. I have no idea how my mic audio sounds. I didn't actually remember my microphone, one of the parts that connects the microphone to the base. So right now, this is true. This is absolutely true. My microphone is in a cup with on the desk. The microphone is sitting upright in a cup on my desk, and there is a napkin wrapping around it to serve as a dampener just between it and the cup so it doesn't rattle. That's it. It's just there. It's just doing its best. Batenkaitis. The worst voice acting ever in a game? Oh, I do like bad voice acting. As long as it's funny bad. Like, you can have bad, but funny bad is important. You have to be able to hit that funny bad part of it. Because if it's just bad, that's not interesting, you know? But if it's funny bad, then we're talking. Then we're golden. The English voice acting is funny bad? Okay, that sounds good. That could be a thing. That could totally be a thing. And if anyone wants to send me a 3DS capture card, I can try the Pokemon Explorers. Did any of them release on, like, something easier to capture? Like, hacking, GBA is actually surprisingly okay to capture and stream. The other thing about DS is it's really hard to stream just because of the nature of the dual screens. Like, what do you display, you know? You need to have both screens in most GBA games, so you have to have a way of capturing both screens on the stream while still having your face on there, which means one of them is usually going to have the priority as the main screen, but the other one is probably going to need to be visible for information and data. So like, even if I did have the very expensive 3DS capture card, or just the ROM and then emulated it, because I would be willing to emulate it if I had the ROM. But again, if I had the physical disc, which I do not. But even then, how do you fit that into a 16:9 frame, right? Like, how do you make that look good? I've seen how GDQ does it with their games. They just have, one big screen and one smaller screen, but they have a very specific layout and they just sort of mesh the game into their layout in a way that works for them. I don't know how I would handle that, because in a way that's still entertaining for people who are watching on tablets or cell phones, because if you shrink it down too much, then you just can't see things. You just can't see things. And I want you to see things. People are waiting for it to be ported or remade. Yeah, I am looking for the next Pokemon. I'm looking forward to the next Pokemon ports. That's gonna be cool. It's about Black and White's up next, right? Black and White were very interesting games. I liked them. They were definitely weird, though. Like, Pokemon Black... Oh, let me just pull up the Pokemon from Bulbapedia, because, like... I should probably use Cerebi instead of Bulbapedia. Less jank. Anyways, how do I even find the Pokemon? Screw it, I'm looking up on Cerebi. So Pokemon Black and White, if I recall correctly, was the game where you had no access to any of the original Pokemon until Endgame? Or am I thinking of the next generation after that? No, it was this one. So you had all new Pokemon until you get to the end game, where you can then see the ones from other regions. And that's honestly really cool. It made Pokemon into a new game, and you had to learn everything from scratch. If you went in blind like me, you went into the game not knowing any of the Pokemon that you were facing, and everything was a unique surprise. And I loved that. I loved that experience. Every other Pokemon generation before then, it was like, okay, here's all the Pokemon that I already know, and every once in a while, every route or other route, you'll find a new Pokemon and be like, oh, hey, a new thing. And Black and White was like, whoa, this is a completely new game. This is an actual new game. Everything's new. And some of them are a bit lame. Some of them are more interesting than others, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that Woobat is peak Pokemon design, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that Roggenrola is materially different than a Geodude. It's not. Roggenrola is a Geodude, in any meaningful way. But the fact that there was no Geodude and there was only Roggenrola made the zone actually feel new. Made it actually feel unique. Made it actually feel like a new game as opposed to a new Pokemon game. And I liked it. And I liked it a lot. And I thought it was very good. Now, there was jank. Obviously there was jank. There was a lot of jank. But I was cool with the jank. I enjoyed it. And you had some real winners in design. You had some phenomenally well-made Pokemon in that gen. You had some lame ones too. I'm not gonna pretend that everything was perfect. But, like, that's where you got Perlin. That's where you got, Zorora, I think was in there, was it? Yeah. That's where you got Lilligant, who I still think Hisuian Lilligant is one of my favorite Pokemon. Just absolutely beautiful. Like, there was a lot of good Pokemon in that generation. And I think people overlook it because it was weird. And Dragon Timothy's exactly right. Gen 5 was supposed to be a reboot, and they made it feel like a reboot. How much for Black and White cost? I have a copy, but I do not know how much they're worth these days. Technically, you can get Growlithe mid-game. The fact that it's an anomaly is relevant, The fact that that is the weird part is a relevant thing to mention. $100 Wow. Jeez. And it's just... Okay, that is quite literally sitting in a drawer in my room. That is covered in dust. I don't know if I probably would sell it. Maybe I'll sell it when... I don't know. I like keeping some of the old games because, like, even if they're worth money, they're worth nostalgia. And to me, nostalgia is usually worth more than money. Right? Like, it's having something that I grew up with that was a part of, my life. It has a high value. Wonder how much Black and White 2 is. I would love to know. I mean, Black and White 2 was not one of the better remakes, sequels. So I'm guessing probably not as much. Like 70 then? Because it was not that different, and the big fancy parts that made Black and White interesting, Black and White 2 didn't really double down on. So... No, you mistyped. You put 170 instead of 70. I said $70. So that was my guess, remember? No. So I said 70. Mm-hmm. And it can't be 170. That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. I must assume that you're wrong. Was it like a limited run? Did they like just not make a lot of them? It did not sell well. Well, for good reason. It was not... Like, okay, Emerald, right? You had Ruby Sapphire, and then Emerald came out, and Emerald really added a lot to the game. It made it was the third part, but it's the third part that felt a lot more interesting and unique. I do like the modern Pokemon route of having a DLC, having an actual DLC content instead of a new game that just adds a couple of things. I think that this is good. By the way, apparently, I just wasn't paying attention, and the new Pokemon DLC came out, and I just didn't notice. Like, apparently, the Paldean Pokemon expansion is out now, and it's just like, huh? Why didn't I hear about this? Why didn't anyone notify me? Your little brother and you adore Heart Gold and Soul Silver? Nice. Those were good remakes. Guess how much Pokemon Soul Silver costs? Well, it's a remake, so I figure it can't be more than the actual classic one. The classic one's probably worth, like, what, 200? So I'm gonna guess, like, I'll say 175. That's my guess. I did Soul Silver with a mystery egg run. A mystery egg run is when you have a friend breed you a mystery egg and not tell you what it is. And ideally, they go through their box and find an egg that is just sitting in one of their boxes, and they don't know what it is either. Ideally, it's completely random. Another way you can do it is with the Wonder Trade. And then you replace your starter with that. You're not allowed to use your starter, and whatever comes out of that egg is a part of your party the entire time. Start to finish. That is a Pokemon that is in your party the whole time. And when I did a mystery egg with that run, what I got was Dunsparce. And my first thought was, I love Dunsparce, but he's so bad. Dunsparce is not a good Pokemon. So this is going to be rough. And then I found out how brokenly powerful Dunsparce is. I am not kidding. Dunsparce is an wrecking ball. And I'll tell you why. You take a Dunsparce, you give it Serene Grace, which it had, fortunately for me. With Serene Grace, you double the chance of any bonus effect, and you give it Body Slam. Body Slam is a 30% chance to paralyze. Now Body Slam is a 60% to paralyze. So you Body Slam, which has Stab because it is normal type, and you are paralyzing 60% of the time. And if you land that Paralyze, congratulations, they're slow. You are now outspeed them on your Dunsparce. You now outspeed them on your freaking Dunsparce, and you use Headbutt to flinch them. You bonk them in the head with your head, and you have a 60% chance that they can't take their turn while still doing good damage and stab damage. So I did that entire run with the Dunsparce, and it was a delight. It was fun, it was great, it was beautiful, loved it. Dunsparce is amazing, Dunsparce overpowered, please nerf. I still need to get a Dunsparce. 170, 180 with the I have a Pokewalker. I think I know where it is. I think it still has a Growlithe in it, actually. It's probably an Arcanine by now. Just by age. By age alone is developed to an Arcanine. Ow. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see here. So can you guys hear my mouse? Oh, interesting, you can't. Oh, fancy. You hear my keyboard. I'm just testing out stuff. Wait, where'd I go? I disappeared. Where'd I go? Uh-oh. I found it. Hi. Here I am trying to just figure out how things explode sometimes. Okay, look, things explode sometimes. Again, I'm on my laptop with my travel mic. This is not an optimal setup. My mic's sitting in a mug. Without my hand tracking, so you cannot see my handsies. You cannot see my fancy handsies. Yes. So Dark Souls 3 will be coming up soon. And a couple people were interested in playing Monster Hunter together. And that sounds like great times. I like Monster Hunter, big fan of it. So playing Monster Hunter collab would be interesting. I don't know what weapon I would use. That would be with a couple of fun friends. All of whom you already know. All of whom you already know and love. I'm not going to announce anything further than that right now, because I don't have any plans set quite yet. I will be recording and uploading more Lies of P. I'm going to be keeping that as an upload series. So, playing the game for half an hour to 45 minutes, editing some of it together, or sending it to Hensha to edit, depending on how much time and money I have for the different things, and then having that upload on various days, because that's the kind of content I want to make. And at the end of the day, that's important, right? I want to make the content I want to make. And that sort of uploaded content is, well, something that I really enjoy watching and making. And it's difficult sometimes to figure out what you need to make to grow, and to figure out what you want to make to have fun, and finding the balance to strike in the middle. Yeah? Randomize my weapon with every hunt. That would require a lot of farming to have every weapon leveled up and accessible. I would do that if it wouldn't be a pain in the butt. Yeah, but because we'll be hunting with with a team, it'll be a 4-player co-op actually. I don't think that's a fantastic idea. Some weapons also I don't want to go back to outside of Rise. Because Monster Hunter Rise, the way it handles both Longsword and Greatsword is just so much more fun for me than the default way of playing, and that's in world. Like Sakura Silkbind Slash makes Longsword so much more fun, so much more enjoyable. It just is a different playstyle and I like it. You're not sweating into the same combo and then being sad when an enemy knocks you out of it. Instead, you are just getting in and being aggressive at all times. And especially at Master Rank, that becomes much more important. That becomes much more important to stay mobile. Something that longsword is surprisingly not that mobile. So greatsword and longsword are out. I'm not gonna do those. Sword and shield is probably what I'll do because it's one of my favorites. It's one of my standbys. I love sword and shield. It's good, and to be honest, in World, it's wildly overpowered. In Monster Hunter World, sword and shield is incredibly strong. Probably the strongest it's been in any Monster Hunter game. Maybe double cross because of the ridiculous oils you do. Could do dual blades. I am a fan of it. Hammer is always a good option and always fun. Hunting Horn, we do have somebody else who's going to be playing Hunting Horn. Likewise, we have somebody else who's going to be playing Lance. I did a lot of Gun Lance in Rise, and I don't really want to do it again right now. Switch Axe would be a good idea. Switch Axe is good. It's also kind of overpowered in World, and I don't want to play the meta. I don't want to be like, yes, I'll take the strongest weapon into the game. I mean, obviously that would be Sword and Shield. Unironically, Sword and Shield is incredibly strong. Like, I know the meme, you know, the Joe Cat meme. Sword and Shield is the strongest... I know the meme, the Joe Cat memes, you know, Sword and Shield is the strongest weapon in the game, and... So I know the meme that Sword and Shield is the strongest weapon in the game. And it is. Unironically, it is. But I don't know if I want to chase... I would be more cool with than chasing, like, the actual meta Switch Axe builds. Charge Blade is just kind of slow. And Tonfa's not in World. Which leaves Light Blowgun, Heavy Blowgun, and Bow. Heavy Blowgun is so much more fun in Rise that I wouldn't want to go back and play it in World. I could swing a Light Blowgun though. Or a Bow. I'll have to see what the rest of the party wants to do. I know we have locked in a Hunting Horn and a Lance, which really just opens me up for anything. We have a shield user and a horn user, so like literally anything I pick up is going to be viable. Probably Light Bowgun. Light Bowgun was a lot of fun in World. That was a good game for Light Bowgun. You've never played a Monster Hunter? Ah, you're in for a treat. Monster Hunter is a phenomenal game. You got Claw Hand PTSD. So, I mean, Claw Hand was only a problem for the DS games, right? The DS games had that weird Monster Hunter grip. It wasn't like Armored Core where that still persists. That was more of a relic of playing it on the DS, where you have to have a super awkward grip to be able to play effectively. But that should be a good series. It should be fun, and we should suplex several monsters. It'll be great. Probably, I'm leaning towards Light Bowgun or Sword and Shield. Or maybe both. Maybe I'll keep a Light Bowgun and a Sword and Shield leveled up. Maybe that'll be the play. That'll be the plan. Because that kind of covers all the bases. The melee powerhouse with some defense and utility. And the ranged attacker who late game can become kind of devastating, honestly. Like, late game, the Light Bowgun in World is actually kind of cracked. Surprisingly so. Hello, Ramon. Welcome. Put Anjanath in a headlock. Anjanath is such a gear check monster. I love it. I love Anjanath because it just bodies noobs. So. Most Monster Hunters have a... I say gear check, but it's a skill check. It's not a gear check, it's a skill check. Though in Anjanath's case, it's a little of both. See, Anjanath has a fire attack, and a fairly strong one at that. Strong enough that if you are weak to fire, it'll one-shot you. Hey, you know the first armor you get? Jagras armor. Great Jagras armor. From the first monster you fight, you can fire him very easily. Most players will hunt Great Jagras 4 or 5 times, get used to the controls in the world, and learn how to play Monster Hunter on the first big monster you hunt, Great Jagras, and get a full set of gear. And then they'll go through the next couple of hunts and not upgrade their gear because the Great Jagras gear is solid enough to carry them through it. And then you get to Anjanath, And Anjanath says, "Oh wait, Great Jagras armor? Hey, that's weak to fire. I'm gonna one-shot you now." And he just wipes the floor with you. And it's great, and I love it, because it is a jump in difficulty cut to the other stuff that you fought. It's the first real monster you fight, quote-unquote. And that spike in difficulty is accompanied by a warning. A warning to you that your gear is actually going to be relevant, not just in stats, but also in elements. Something that isn't always true in Monster Hunter, frankly. But at that moment, Anjanath just says, "You really thought that Great Jagras gear was going to carry you, huh?" Yeah, no. For me, my skill check monster in Monster Hunter was Zinogre. Zinogre is a skill check monster that absolutely wiped the floor with me. Absolutely dumpstered me in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Over and over again. And I just got completely bodied until I learned how to fight it, until I learned how to actually watch its reads, learn its style of fighting, and just become good at the game. To get good, right? And I got good at playing while playing against Zinogre. And Zinogre is one of my favorite monsters, and still is to this day. So I will say the newest monster, one of the newer monsters they added, Lunagaron, is actually one of my favorite monsters as well. Really cool fight. But Zinogre is still one of my favorites because I struggled so hard against it, and I had to learn it, that when I finally did learn it, I just loved... I was just very proud and accomplished of what I did. And I learned to respect it. I learned to appreciate the monster as it was biting my face off. And it did bite my face off. And it will still occasionally bite my face off. But now I smile. Well, I guess I don't smile because I don't have a face anymore. But now I nod and in appreciation and respect. That's the moral. That's the moral of the story. Golden Sun is on the Switch service. Oh. I actually have a copy of that. I actually have an old cartridge of that, but I never played it. No particular reason. I just got it and I just never got around to it. No reason for not playing it, but I do own that and I've never played it. If it's the game I'm thinking of. Is it the game I'm thinking of? Hold on, let me check. Golden Sun. Yeah, totally. I have a copy of Golden Sun for the GBA. Goes up on the 17th. Nice. Is that just going up on the Switch online, the Super Nintendo things, the one that's free if you have the online? That sounds cool. I don't know anything about it. All I knew is that it was a game that looked good that I bought that I just never touched, and I kind of feel bad about it, but whatever. The Switch Online. So okay, yeah. So this is the one that I have, the one that's free for people. Good. So, what else should I do in Vegas? What do you guys think I should do? You wish you could play Monster Hunter with others, but you can't because either no one owns it on the system you have. We got on the PC. I mean, PC is good. Yeah. Golden Sun and Lost Age are amazing. Probably nostalgia. Yeah, some games do only really feel good through nostalgia. That is true. There's a lot of games that I look back on and be like, "Oh man, this game was awesome." Then you try to replay it and you're like, not actually. It feels bad because you liked it, and it can be sad to have those memories robbed. Because that's really kind of what happens, right? Is you have those memories kind of stolen from you. It's like, I remember having a good time, but I'm not having a good time now. And unless the nostalgia completely carries you through it, it can feel fairly unfortunate. It can kind of suck. It's a great RPG with questionable mechanics. I also was thinking about picking up a Legend of Zelda Link to the Past randomizer. I think that would be fun to play through. I don't do a lot of randomizer runs, so it wouldn't be like, you know, a well thought out or well planned one. It would just be me fumbling around the randomizer, which honestly I think is going to be more fun. If you want a good randomizer run, there are people who do randomizer runs daily on the Twitch.tv. There are people who are extremely good at it and, you know, have entire strategies for it. But if I played it, it would just be like, I'm just gonna wander into things. Oh, I did see that there was a new Momodora the other day. That is very exciting. Momodora is a phenomenal series. I've played several of them and I love them. It is Momodora, Moonlit Farewell. I'm just gonna add that to my wishlist now. Maybe I'll get it someday. Oh, hey. If I get the Momodora bundle, it's even cheaper on account of me owning everything else in the bundle, but still getting the bundle discount. That's handy. If you don't know Momodora, it is a Souls-like game that is 2D that plays very nicely. A little bit more anime. No real weapon options, which is a tragedy, but very tight controls. I enjoy it. I really want to play a Castlevania game. I want to play a classic Castlevania. I want to play Dawn of Sorrow in a modern, but not like actually Dawn of Sorrow. I want to play Dawn of Sorrow, but like a modern Dawn of Sorrow with a bunch of different weapons and a whole bunch of souls and enemies that do stuff. That's what I want. I want to play a classic DS I want to play a modern DS Castlevania. I don't want to play a new Castlevania game. And I don't want to play so much of Momodora right now because I kind of want like the different choices. I want the choices for weapons and whatnot. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is one of the first games I played on the channel. It's actually the first game I ever streamed. Was the NES version of it, the NES demake that they made alongside the actual game. But I did play Bloodstained Ritual of the Night on stream, and I really did enjoy it. It was a fantastic game, and don't go back and watch it. I was just starting out, and I'm sure it's terrible to watch. I'm sure it's incredibly unpleasant. But some of my first streaming experiences were with that, and I would like to go back to it. But like, how do you search for something like that, right? How do you search for something that like that on Steam and not get flooded with 60 billion Metroidvanias from people who have never touched game design outside of liking Symphony of the Night? You know what I mean? And I'd say this is somebody who is a game designer who likes Symphony of the Night and who, like, I get it. I get wanting to make stuff like that, but a lot of people kind of shovel out Metroidvania, or did at least, a little while ago. People were shoveling out Metroidvanias, I should say. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to Steam and pull up Bloodstained Ritual of the Night and see games like this. Here we go. What do we got that's similar? Steam, guide me. Steam, lead me to glory. What do you recommend? If you liked this, then you might also enjoy Nier Automata. Close. I see where you're coming from. I get it. But I don't think that's quite right, Steam. Like, I get where you're coming from, and I respect it. But no, that's not a game that's like going to be like this. Okay, let's try again. What's the next one here? TV. That is... That just looks like Momodora. That's just Momodora. That's just Momodora. 2D based. Actually, wait. With a little bit of Toho mix. Okay. No, it doesn't look like... But... Well, and then the next one that it recommends is a game whose name I don't think I can say on YouTube. So, we'll skip over that one. Thanks for the recommendation, Steam. Don't know why you're recommending that to me. That's not the kind of thing that I would play. What the... Why did it... You know what, that's a good sound effect. We'll pretend that was intentional. I see where you're coming from, Steam, but no. No, I will not be playing that game. Let's take a look at a different one. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Phenomenal game, already played it, really enjoy it. But again, it's not the same. It's hard to search for this because part of the keystone of what I want is not the exploration of movement, which is what a lot of Metroidvanias are, because it's the more, the Metroid side of it. Exploration of movement. I want the exploration in the RPG elements. I want the weapon progression. I want to find a crisogrim on a random drop. I want to find a dagger that has high damage but low reach, and decide if I want to use that or the broadsword. I want a greatsword that has a ridiculous overhead swing and hits harder than God himself, but is slow and locks you into an animation. And I want to struggle about deciding on what weapon I want to use at any given moment. I want all this, but that's not Ori. That's not Tevi. That's not Nier Automata. That's not this other one. Here's one called Blasphemous. Let me take a look at this. What is this? Ah, Team 17. Cool. Actually, it kind of looks like it is what I want. I may like to look at that. Here I am balking about how about Steam isn't games like this. Again, I'm looking at the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night section of Steam where it says games like this, and they have Celeste. They have Celeste and Dragon's Dogma. No, Steam. That is not a game like that. They do have Momodora there, so credit, and Shovel Knight, which also credit. That is a fantastic game that I'll even accept that. And Hollow Knight, which very good game. But it's hard to find the kind of things that I'm looking for because there's such a wide diversity of games like this. Blasphemous is made by the Game Kitchen. It's not a different weapon things, but it does have some of the best pixel art. Oh, neat. I may have to look into it. It looks like it's on sale, too. Not that I have money right now. Well, I guess I got some super chats to stream, so I have some money. Well, I can buy it with super chat money. Yay! But and I would just go play Symphony of the Night again. And I probably will. Let's be honest. I probably will just go play Symphony of the Night again. It's a phenomenal game. It's one of the best games ever made. And everyone should go play it again. Because it's been too long since the last time you played Symphony of the Night. Be honest with me, when's the last time you played Symphony of the Night? Exactly. It's been too long. You should play it again. Just do it. Play the game. Do it. It's a good game. And I just want more games like it. And I don't even know how to find it. Death's Gambit. No, but I shall certainly look into it at the moment. Death's Gambit Afterlife. What is this? What am I looking at here? Oh, actually this looks quite good. I am making a note of this. That does look like it's what I'm looking for. And it has a cute dragon character. Alright, I'm into it. Death's Gambit Afterlife. Neat! Sweet, thank you. Deadbolt? Oh, Risk of Rain. I love the music from Risk of Rain. Does that count? That counts, right? I love the music from Risk of Rain. That's basically the same thing as having played it, I'm pretty sure. Ender Lilies? You liked it, but it's mid? Is it just okay combat-wise and mechanically, or is it just okay conceptually? Because if it's interesting conceptually, if it's an interesting experience, I'm not as worried about it being a good experience. Quietus of the Nights. Okay. I see skill trees. And spirit. Oh, they have spirits. Ooh. Fancy. And Acrid. Mm-hmm. Make sure you get Death's Gambit Afterlife. I'm just slumming a bunch of stuff onto my wish list. I'll get stuff when it becomes cheap on sale. When it doesn't cost money. Ha pa pa pa. Risk of Rain is fun, but a very busy game. Ah. I have no idea what it is. I mean, I've seen some of the artwork, and it looks like a low-poly Death Stranding, just based on the character models. But I know it has some phenomenal music. Someone linked me the color formerly known as purple, I think it was? No. Formerly, yeah, the something purple formerly. I don't know. It was good. I liked it. Ooh, I actually have Salt and Sanctuary. I didn't want... It seemed really hard. It did. It just seemed like it was really oppressively hard. And... I've proven myself gaming enough times. I didn't know if I wanted to struggle for it, you know? I've proven that I'm a gamer. I've proven my salt already, you could say, and you should. You beat it? Oh, then I can definitely beat it, because you're terrible at video games. So yeah, okay, it can't be that bad then. You ever just go to your Steam library and scroll down? Like, go to your Steam library, sort it by recent activity, and then just scroll down to the bottom. They have a section for, like, no recorded activity, and then they have sections for like, just super old, you know, like things you have not played in ages. And sometimes it's fun just to go there and look at games that you haven't played in a very long time, and probably will not play again. And probably will not play it again. Like, let's do that now, and let me tell you what I'm finding here. I am finding War Machine Tactics. Oh my god, that game, I am not playing that game again. But I kind of want to play it because it was so bad that it might be funny to play. I enjoyed War Machine Tabletop game, which is why I got it, and ooh, it is not a good experience. And hello, Xander. But like down here I also have, like, I have the games that I played once and never played again, like Portal. You know, Portal, phenomenal game, but I haven't played it since 2014. But then you have the no recorded activity games, games that you own that you have not touched. And that's where you can, where you can find some really funny things in there. What is Eternal Senia? I have no idea, but I own it. What is this video game? It appears to... It's overwhelmingly positive. Is it a visual novel? This is an action RPG, but it doesn't actually have any screenshots of action RPGing. I have no idea what this game is, but apparently I own it. I could do a Steam Trains type of series where I go through and play games that are at the bottom of my Steam library that I own, I guess. I could do something like that, if people would be interested. Spellfighter VR. One of the games on this page here has the last news article about it is one that says this game is going offline and we're taking the game down. It's like, oh, okay, understood. Apparently it was that was an MMO? Goodness. I haven't touched an MMO in ages. I used to like MMOs. I used to follow a whole bunch of different MMOs and, like, do research on which ones, you know, on new MMO. I used to follow new MMO, news. I stopped doing that real hard. Partially because of streaming, you know, want to stream MMOs, but like also partially because I just kind of stopped enjoying that type of game. You know, I started just wanting to play more of the narrative games that I'm going to be able to play and have a beginning, middle, and then have a storyline, have an experience that is more curated than repetitive. Hello, Shuki, and welcome. I want to take a different Steam World Dig. I've heard of that. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. That could be. What else is down here in the depths of my Steam library? What else is down here that... Oh! Theme Hospital was a really good game that I could get back into. Not Theme Hospital, Triple Point Hospital? I think it was called. I think 2 Point Hospital, yeah. It's based on a old Bullfrog Bullfrog Studio game, which was fantastic. You can't count the number of times the Ori games made you cry. Oh my gosh, they're so good though. I adore them. Absolutely. I recommend everyone to go play the Ori games. They are incredibly well done mechanically, incredibly well done narratively, and incredibly well done just emotionally. Like, the emotional core of the game, the way the game makes you feel, and the way that it manages to pull at your heartstrings through gameplay and like through the actual way that you interact with the world. Delight. Fantastic. The OST makes it... It's a good OST too, yeah. Fantastic game. I do also recommend for everyone Sea of Stars. If you probably got several of you might have watched my playthrough of it, but like Sea of Stars was a phenomenal game as well. I used to listen to that OST. Oh yeah, some people were mentioning that I should play The Messenger, because it was made by the same people who made Sea of Stars. And I do love The Messenger, and I did play it, and I have beaten it in the past. But it could be very interesting to go back and play it again, partially because it is in the same world as Sea of Stars, and so it does have those similarities that will be differently meaningful, that will be meaningful in a different way, and recontextualize. And also, it's just a... Oh, Sea of Stars is getting a DLC that links the games? Oh, that sounds really... Okay, so I'll wait for that. Play that, and then I'll stream The Messenger, and we'll get the entire world of that. That sounds like a good idea. I do also have Tron 2.0. I will inflict that upon you at some point. I will play Tron 2.0, and I will make you watch. I will actually go to your home and click the watch stream button to watch me play Tron 2.0. I would have no regrets on this. It is a game of all time. It is one of the games that is definitely a game that exists, and you should definitely experience it. I'm not saying you're going to like it. I'm saying that you're going to... It's an experience, okay? It's... When did this game come out? Hold on. When did Tron 2.0 come out? 2003. Do you want to watch me play a first-person shooter from 2003? In the Tron universe? Fully licensed from Disney? 'Cause I do. It is such a strange game. It is such a weird, awkward game, and I love it. Bye, Bab. You have a wonderful time. It's good having you. What else is... What else is stuff? What else is stuff? I don't know what else stuff is. I have no idea what stuff is. I've never had any idea what stuff is ever. But yeah, that's just a fun thing to do. Scroll to the bottom of your Steam library and be like, what is down here that I just haven't touched in ever? There's Beat Buddy, which I simply cannot play for copyright reasons. I would get demonetized so fast. League? I enjoy watching Dota tournaments, and I could be convinced to play Dota again. I did, near competitive. I actually have played against competitive, top tier competitive players. I actually played against Bulldog at one point, Admiral, and that was an experience. I got absolutely stomped. It was fantastic. I loved it. I used to be good at that game. There was a time where I was good at that video game. There was a time where that game was a game that I was good at. Oh, I have humankind. I forgot about that. You tried playing Dota, but you don't have the patience for it? That's fair. It's a more competitive game and has a lot of jank that you have to learn to be even able to play at a simple level. It is not a game for everybody. And that's part of why League has, a lot of its popularity, because League is much more of a game for everybody. For better and worse on that, I'll say. You remember the UI being horrible? I mean, the UI is Lua. You can literally mod it. And there's, yeah. It's not a bad game, it's just not good. Yeah, valid. That's completely valid. Completely valid. I should just play Sports Soldiers. Just like, aww, thank you. Last time I tried was 8 years ago? Goodness, that's a hot minute. But yeah, I mostly prefer playing narrative-based games now. And I play, I primarily enjoy playing narrative-based games. However, I have a soft spot in my heart for weird indie roguelikes. Like Backpack Hero. I've been playing a lot of Backpack Hero and Kobold Core. Those have been fantastic games that I've been playing the heck out of. And there's a card games. Monster Train is a fantastic game. But Kobold Core is just one of my best games of last year. I mean, obviously you have some very heavy hitters, but that makes that list. That makes the list of some of the best games that I've played in recent times. And Backpack Hero is just cute and fun. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's one of the best games of all time. It's not. Backpack Hero is not one of the best games of all time. But it's a darn good game. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. I also picked up Monster Sanctuary, which is just kind of weird, but I don't hate it. Why am I EP? It's only 6. It's not that late. I should go for a walk after this. I'm probably EP because I haven't done anything today. I haven't done literally anything. I got out of bed. I got some no, that's about it. That's about all I did. It's the first day of my vacation. I'm allowed, okay? It's the first day of my vacation. I'm allowed to not do things, okay? I got out of bed. I got a little bit of snacks after watching YouTube for like a couple hours. You guys understand. And then I played a little bit of Kobold Core, and I played a little bit of Backpack Hero, and I announced a stream. That was my day. That was everything I've done today. I have not moved outside of going to the kitchen and bathroom. I have not moved. And you know what? I've earned it. I'm at the first day of my vacation, and I'm allowed to not do things. And I really should do things. I need to exercise. I need to move my body so my body doesn't fall apart. Because my body might explode. There's always the chance that my body explodes. And thank you so much. Aww. Thank you, Kobold. I appreciate that. And I'm sure Dragon Timothy appreciates it too. Enjoy the membership. You now have access to... Oh yeah, I should probably plug that, huh? Yeah. Members have access to some extra videos and work in progress stuff. And I'll actually take care of that right now. You will also have access... Anybody who has a membership on the channel also has access to the donor parlor part of Discord, which is where I put works in progress and scripts for things that I'm working on. Just stuff like that. I'll get you set up in there soon. It's 10:30 for you? Should head to bed soon? Understandable. It is 7:30 here. You just want to support me? Aww, I want to succeed. I appreciate that. And now that I'm feeling better, now that I'm not perishing from being sick, I will be succeeding more because I'll be doing more stuff. And I have a video essay that's mostly scripted, and I have some other videos to edit stuff, and I have several TikToks and YouTube shorts that I'm working on. And I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff of those on with the CES things, and it's good. After the vacation, yeah. I mean, I'm on my bad mic now, right? Well, no, it's not. It's actually a very good mic. It's a Audio-Technica AT2020, which is a very good mic. Don't get me wrong, but it's not my recording studio mic that I have at home. But it's and I don't have my editing software on this computer. I just don't have it installed, and I don't even know how I would be able to. I actually don't know how I could get it installed. I don't have the license key anymore, I don't think. I have to really dig to find it. So I just have it on my home computer, and I'm not changing anything on my home computer, and it's just going to be the computer I edit on, because I don't think I could get it anywhere else, and I'm not buying anything else because it was really expensive. You all remember when YouTubers take the first few months of the year off? Some of them still do, actually. That's still, some of them still do that. I know Alpharad was going to do that for not for Wildcard, but for their gameplay channel. They were yeah, we're going to take a few months off. Deal with it. It's like, okay. Part of it is because January ad revenue is terrible. Now I'm small enough that ad revenue doesn't get me a lot of money anyways. It's not that significant to me. The only real money I get from YouTube is if I'm coming in hot on the YouTube Shorts algorithm. But most other than that, it's super chats. It's super chats and Ko-fi donations that actually get me any money on the YouTube.com. So it doesn't really affect me. But if I was making my primary living off of YouTube, I would write videos and wait to upload them until a couple weeks into February because of the early January ad revenue dip, which is just a well-known fact, just a well-known thing. And I presume it's the same on Twitch, but I don't know because I don't do much on Twitch. I will probably do more on Twitch this week because funsies, but I have no idea. I am not a Twitch streamer. I'm a YouTuber, and I want to work on more video essays because they're fun and I like them. That's all. Hi, how's it going? I think we'll just go to the 2-hour mark today, and then I'll probably hop on the Discord for voice later. Yeah, I am a little bit eepy, and I'm going to go for a walk after this because I need to move my body. And it is what is it? It's 7 degrees out. But that's fine, because that'll help wake me up. That'll help me feel better. That'll get my blood moving, because my blood is just seeping through my veins like molasses right now. It is just glorped. It's no blood. Let's have water. Terrible of water. You want to take a walk, but it was too cold? Yeah, I understand that, and I'm whining too, but 7 is not that cold, right? 7 degrees is fine. It just means I need to wear pants. That's all it means. Which is a tragedy in and of itself, admittedly. But sometimes you have to wear pants, you see. Here's below 0 C. That is chilly. It'll be 30 there in Arizona. Wow. Jeez. That sounds very hot. I mean, it's Arizona. I'm just surprised at this time of year. I know it gets the stupid temperatures there in the summer. I've heard, at least. Oh, in Fahrenheit. Okay, I don't know. I am in Freedom Land right now, though, on this vacation. So, I am in Freedomville. I am in Vegas, and I refuse to use Fahrenheit. It's not happening. People will say numbers at me, and I will just look at them confusedly. That's my plan. My plan is to be confused. I'm very good at it. I am very good at being confused. I have practice. I've been practicing. Yeah, 32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius. I know that one. And I think it's -40 is the both same in both. So -40 is Fahrenheit and Celsius, I believe. I could be wrong on that one. Hot take: Fahrenheit is better for telling you how hot it is for people. I mean, I get it. It's the idea that 0 is cold, really cold, and 100 is really hot. I get it, but like, you can do between 0. You can do between, -10 and 30. It's not like it's hard to, consider a temperature number. If you actually are thinking about the temperature in terms of percentages, then that's kind of weird. And that's just because you've grown up with Fahrenheit. Like, if you are thinking of temperature not in terms of degrees, but instead just in terms of what percentage of hot it is, that's a thing that you have trained your brain to do. That I have not. That's what I'm going to say. It's just a thing that you have trained your brain to do that I haven't. Yeah, 100 is a normal percentile scale. I agree. I also got Harvestella for Christmas, and I don't know if people would be interested in that. It's a farming game, but it's a Square Enix farming game with an RPG plotline. And I don't know if that's going to actually be fun to watch or not. Genuinely, I have no idea. But yeah, this is just a big old chat and channel future and general discussion, and let me know what I should do in Vegas. Harvestella is Final Fantasy, but you run a farm? That sounds incredible, I love it! That sounds like a perfect game. I mean, yeah. But the question is running a farm would probably... I don't know if that would be good... I mean, I hate to use the word, but I don't know if that would be good content. Ugh, content. Content. Let me push the button. There we go, I pushed the button. Excellent. Wait, where's the button? Oh, I haven't pushed the button in the stream. Where's the button? Do I have the button here? There it is, I found the button. Does it work? Dang it, the button's broken. Oh well, button's broken. Like the video if you're having a good time. Subscribe if you're really having a good time. Dislike if you're having a bad time, because fair is fair and I accept my fate. You know? Like, genuinely, if you're not having a good time, I would rather you dislike the video than move on. Genuinely. I would rather that. And when this becomes a video, as soon as we're done here, you can leave a comment if you wanted to. You certainly don't have to. If I set this here to this button, will this fix everything? No. Nope, the button's broken. Oh well. Kobold, press subscribe. Hooray! You should enjoy yourself and have fun however you want to have fun in Vegas. That's a very dangerous thing to say, Dragon Timothy. That is an extremely dangerous thing to say, and you know it. Because I'm going to go to Red Rock, and I'm going to climb a mountain, and I'm going to fall down and die. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to think... don't worry, I will absolutely stream from Beyond the Grave to tell you how it happened, I promise. I promise you I will. No, how I like to have fun is probably going to be dangerous, and I cannot wait. Because I enjoy getting lost. And there's a whole desert out there. Like, there's an entire desert just to wander away into. True, I might end up in Denny's. Oh my goodness. You have zero interest in Vegas even though it's been romanticized your entire life? I recommend it not for the Strip. The Strip is an interesting experience, and I recommend going to the Strip just because it is kind of wild. Just be like this, just to be in the center of all the lights and the chaos and everything. It is interesting, but it's overwhelming. It's a lot. And the food is phenomenal. I do recommend going to Vegas, but not necessarily for the Las Vegas Strip. I recommend going because Red Rock is a really good hiking location. If you enjoy hiking and you enjoy outdoorsing, then I really recommend Red Rock. It's delightful. And okay, I'm gonna go on a mini rant here. Okay, you ready for this? Okay, so. In where I live, there is hiking. And you can wander anywhere you want. I hope you should try not to perish. Ideally, you do this and do not die. But you can go anywhere that you want to. And that's how it is in Red Rock. I have been to other hiking locations, supposedly good ones, in the US that actually have trails that are walled. Like, the trails have fences on each side with warnings not to go over them. And not like environmentalist warnings that say, do not disturb this ground. They have warnings that are meant to scare people. Like, do not go across this. There might be poison ivy. Like, yeah, there might be poison ivy anywhere. This is purely fear. That is a fear tactic. You don't just say, there might be poison. There might be poison ivy, so you shouldn't go. Like, that's fear. You are trying to play on someone's fear to get them to not go up over there, and then putting up a just a regular fence, like just a waist high, a chest high fence. It's like, why? That's not like a park. This was in This was in Illinois, I think. It was in Illinois. But it was surreal because it didn't feel like a park. It felt like a zoo without actual animals. I mean, without animal pens or animals. There wasn't a lot of animals there, and it was just really depressing. And apparently that's common in America, from what I've seen, from what I've heard. But like, my experience is mostly with Red Rock and Cascadia, and I went hiking a few times in Vermont. I think. I don't know. I've been skiing in Vermont. It was nice. You want some amazing hiking? Come to the Appalachian Mountains. And this is why Jade wants a poison ivy on their butt. I mean, look. Sometimes you sit down. You just sit down. It happens. Okay. These things happen. You just deal with it. Sometimes you just sit down. Okay. That's all. Fine, don't worry about it. It's fine. Ugh. Appalachian Mountains, where are those? Which mountain range is that? Is that... I mean, obviously it's in Appalachia, but I don't know... I am looking. And it's loading slowly. Oh, those. Okay. Okay, so I've been to some of those locations, actually, in my life. Everything's... Ah. Oh. I shouldn't be sleepy. Heck. I need fresh air, so I don't perish. You live there and been spoiled by it? Nice. Yeah, I live on a mountain myself, so I enjoy it. I just enjoy living in that type of area. And I love visiting other areas like it. But that's part of why I like Red Rock, because it's also very different. Red Rock is very different from the type of area around me, where I live. So it's a different experience. But it's also like... Oh, it's similar enough that I enjoy the similarities, but different enough that it's unique and special. Fresh air to wake up, or blanket and nap. Yeah. After stream, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go for a walk, and I'm gonna be healthy, and I'm gonna move my body, and I'm going to not... Oh, it's a vacation. I'm allowed to be lazy. Heck it. Heck! I'm gonna just hecking go to... hop on Discord and watch something on Netflix. What are we watching on Netflix tonight on Discord? I guess we can actually just like figure that out together. I have no idea. Probably more Scott Pilgrim. That was pretty funny. I don't know. Maybe it's more Sonic Boom, because Sonic Boom is amazing. Eat ice cream. There might be ice cream here. I wonder if my friend has ice cream. Just remember to stretch. I was actually thinking about picking up yoga. And because I'm very normal about things, I was going to pick up yoga in a very normal way. I was going to start doing yoga, picking something very that is highly traditional and not like an introductory level, but like pick up a traditional, extremely difficult version of it, and then learn that, because that's how I do things, because I'm weird. But I was thinking about learning yoga and like doing it on a daily basis. So I feel like that would be extremely healthy. I should check to see if I have some of my other music. I love this background track. By the way, how do you guys feel about the background music? I mean, you know this music. You know the track that we have here, the Comfy Cave music. But like, part of the reason that I like this is because I can listen to it for hours on end and not get bored. But like, do you guys get tired of it or nah? I'm just worried that people are going to get tired of it. I fear. It's great. Okay, cool. When I was deciding what I wanted my background music to be, I was going through Kadogamo's music library, and I was in the car, and I was just listening to it for each track until I got bored. I literally just went down the line and listened to each track for as long as I could, just to see how, until I was just like, oh, okay, I'm done now. And this is the one that lasted an entire 2-hour trip. I literally went into the city and back with this on. I'm like, okay, no, I'm just vibing with this. I'm cool with this. I fell asleep with the music. See, some streamers would take that as an insult because it would mean that they're boring. I take it as a compliment because it means that I am calming to you, that I am relaxing to you. I find that I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Well, this laptop only has the Kadogamo stuff, so I don't even have my own music. The Jade the Kobold music is not even on this laptop. So you only get Comfy Cave. Any other closing thoughts or things you want to talk about? Because I'm probably just going to Jade ASMR. I should do more ASMR. I do have one ASMR on the channel. You can search for that on the channel for, just go to videos and search. I have requests to do more ASMR. I want to focus on the video essays more than the ASMR, but I probably could crank out an ASMR pretty quickly if I actually went ahead and do it. I know if I will always make sure it's very clearly labeled, because I know some people actually have negative Super Mario Sunshine when. Wow, that's a deep cut. Oh my goodness, Getty. That is a deep cut. Ooh. Really? Wow. I can't. Okay. For people who are unaware, that is one of the first things that I streamed on the channel. Oh my goodness. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I just kind of didn't care that much for it. I just kind of quietly dropped it because I wasn't loving it. I never had played any 3D Mario before Odyssey. Odyssey was my first 3D Mario experience. So when I went into Super Mario Odyssey, I had no nostalgia. No Mario 64 nostalgia, no 3D World nostalgia, no Sunshine nostalgia. I went into Odyssey purely, completely unnostalgic for it. And I adored Odyssey. I loved the game, and it felt like everybody else who liked it because they liked the other Mario games, and I liked it in spite of not playing the other Mario games. And I think my experience on that was different from other people's because of that, and that's just an interesting thing. But when I went back and I played Sunshine, I just didn't really vibe with it as much. It was just like, okay, it's alright. It's like Odyssey, but worse. So I just quietly dropped the series and moved on to whatever else I was playing at the time. Probably Bloodborne. And I never went back to it. And I don't think I will, honestly. It's a good game. It is like a game that is good, but I just didn't really vibe with it, I guess. I just didn't really get sucked in, if you will. Did not suck me in. You played Resident Evil Silent Kill as a kid? Wow, traumatized, eh? I guess that depends on what you mean by kid, but, yeah. I'm not much for horror games. They're very spooky for me. There's a very specific set of horror games that I enjoy. There's a very narrow window of horror games that actually bring me happiness. And I will look forward to the next horror game that I enjoy, but I will not seek out a horror game for that reason. Because most horror games, and especially most horror games people recommend to me, like, oh boy, Phasmophobia. No, I'm not gonna play Phasmophobia again. I'm sorry. I did not care for it. But, like, Prey was amazing. You know? System Shock 2 was a good game. And yeah. Western horror is all about the jump scares and it's cheap. I think that I don't entirely agree with that simply because Prey exists, and that was made in Canada. Right? And Prey is a Canadian game, unless I'm mistaken. Let me double check here. Prey 2017. Austin. So it was made in America. That was the Austin branch of Arcane Studios. So There is, well, I know that the cliche of the Western horror game is a lot more jump scary. Your Final Destinations, your whatever that game was we played last year for horror for October, the one that was weirdly gory, things like that. Whereas the Japanese style tends to be more atmospheric and introspective and evoking a horror mood. But I think it's wrong to linearize that as Western and Eastern. I think that it's wrong to linearize that simply because there are trash Japanese horror games. There absolutely are. And not a small amount of them. There are really good Western quote-unquote horror games. And especially if you want to count some things as horror, which, you know, like... If you want to count in, like, What Remains of Edith Finch as horror, which it reasonably is, or if you want to count in Pony Island as horror, which it absolutely is. Those are both Western. Half-Life Alyx is a horror game. It absolutely is. Half-Life Alyx is not a shooter. Half-Life Alyx is a horror game. It's a survival horror game. It is not Half-Life 2. It is a much more constrained and scary type of situation that runs on an atmosphere. Yeah, I know it's an overgeneralization, but now I'm actually thinking about it, and now it's in my brain when we talk about it. But yeah. Also, Hellblade. Hellblade is also another good example of a horror game that is from a Western studio. I just can't remember the last horror movie that genuinely scared you. I don't watch horror movies, so I couldn't answer that one for you. But, like, if you want to call Inscription a horror game, good, you should. It is a horror game. Inscription is a horror game, and it's a phenomenal game. And it genuinely does get you that creepy, something is wrong here feeling as you're playing it. You know? So when you watch it a lot, it gets harder for them to scare you. Yeah, you need to up your dosage because it's not strong enough. You need to, you know, it's like alcohol or stuff like that. It's like, oh, I need the good stuff now. He's saying stronger. PT was terrifying. My goodness, that was a horrifying experience. Not doing that again. I might watch some more, play some more Into the Breach. That was a good game. I was gonna play Alien Isolation for stream last year, and then I got, whatever that Ski Lodge, Wendigo horror game was that I played, and it was... What game was that? I forget. Oh yeah, Soma! That was the other Western-made horror game that was incredibly atmospheric and terrifying. Soma was a good game. Oh my goodness, that was a good horror game. That was one of the few good horror games. Until Dawn, yeah, that was not great. Until Dawn was not my kind of game. I'm glad I played it, I'm glad I had the experience. Not my thing though. Soma was good. Yeah, I know. I have played Amnesia, and it was okay. I didn't play the Machine for Cops, but I played the initial Amnesia. Long time ago. And it was fine, it was scary, it just wasn't really much for me. And Five Nights at Freddy's is, yeah, it's the jump scare generator. And that's fine, it is fine. Jump scares work on everybody, and they're fun to watch people play. I get it, you know? It's just... I'm not gonna play it. A horror game about a cyborg werewolf in an army base? Huh. It sounds kind of interesting, actually. Five Nights at Freddy's is exactly what it claimed to be. Yeah, it is. It is exactly what it says on the tin. Five Nights at Freddy's isn't trying to be something more, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be something more. It is what it is, and it's fine to be what it is. As long as people aren't pretending that it's something that it's not, it can just exist as the thing that it is. You know? It can just be the thing that it do be. Resident Evil 4 is your favorite horror game because you give it a fighting chance. Yeah, in that route, I would say that Half-Life 2 is one of my favorite horror games. Because they're the same idea, the same logic. You have a fighting chance, and you are able to overcome it, but it still is very scary at moments, and there is still this question of, am I going to have enough to deal with it? If you're playing on an appropriate difficulty. If you're playing it just on a basic default difficulty for halfway decent action games, yeah, you're just going to be stockpiling ammunition and cleaving through things. But if you're playing it at an appropriate difficulty, Half-Life 2 can be a good horror game. And the scares in Half-Life 2 are cruel in some spaces. Yeah, they are, and like surprisingly gory for a game of its era, you know? I hope that I enjoy Harvestella in a way that I didn't really enjoy Rune Factory 5. Because I wanted to like Rune Factory 5. I enjoyed 4. I played the heck out of 4. But I never really got into Rune Factory 5, and I don't know why. It just kind of didn't really click for me, you know? So I'm a little worried because I bounced off of Rune Factory 5 that Rune Factory 4 might not be as, or that Harvestella might not really click for me, you know? Dude, I've never heard of Iron Lung. Oh yeah, Gady, I remember that one. That one made me fall to my death the first time it happened. I think, honestly, the biggest thing against Half-Life as a horror game is the quick save system. And I know people don't always like checkpoints, and people tend to prefer quick saves, but, like, I genuinely think that Half-Life 2, if you take out the ability to quick save inside of a chapter, works as a horror game. And I think that quick saving removes your ability to experience it as a horror game. Because if something scary happens, you undo it and say, nah, just kidding. And because you have the mentality, because horror is all based in the mind, it's all based in mentality, it's all based in thought. So if you have the mentality that, oh, I can just go back if something happens, you are preemptively not going to be as scared as if you knew that your last save was 20 minutes ago. You know? So I feel like Half-Life 2's ability to function as a horror game is severely limited by the save system. Which is interesting to think about, you know? Is that those are the kind of interesting mechanical thoughts that, you know, game designers need to be considering. And I mean, it's a survival game. It's, you know, horror, and it's not like a pure horror game, but it's still worth consideration, you know, just from a game design standpoint. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There was an update for Bloons Tower Defense, and my favorite hero now has my favorite skin, and I love it. And there's a new hero who I hate. I'm gonna unlock him anyways, but I haven't unlocked him yet. But there's a new hero who I don't really care about. But Etienne has a bookworm skin, and the character is just sitting under a blankie reading a book, and it's so cute. And instead of summoning like the little quadcopters, the quadrones, they summon little dragons to fly around and shoot things, and it's the cutest thing in the world. I love it. Fallout New Vegas has some horror sections too. It does, It also suffers from the same issue that I was saying about Half-Life, though. And in general, I think a lot of Fallout New Vegas' horror comes from more of the realization that the world doesn't care about you, right? That being in an uncaring world, being in a world that has been shattered, and seeing that there are people who are ready and willing to shatter it again, is where the horror comes from in Fallout New Vegas, rather than from, oh no, a Deathclaw, or even, oh no, a spooky corridor. It's reading a love letter written to someone from 500 years ago that was thrown in the trash, and realizing that this person probably never confessed their love before the bombs dropped. That's the horror of Fallout New Vegas. It's seeing it's seeing the state of the world as it was destroyed, and recognizing that it was. Liminality is a really good phrase for that. Yeah, the liminality of it is where the horror comes from. The fear of seeing something that is both similar and obliterated. Horror needs to be experiences and felt as in just shown. Liminality is exactly what I'm getting at, though. Yeah, it's that sort of, that sort of fear. Big agree. And then also it's just seeing the uncaring nature of Face of Humanity. Something I noticed when I was playing Baldur's Gate, and I'm only in Act 1, and I'm probably going to have to play through the entire thing again because... Okay, I'm going to vent about this in just a moment, but let me finish my thought. Then I'm going to complain about things. So, in Baldur's Gate 3, you have the option if you want to be a good guy or a bad guy. I'm not going to spoil anything. Again, I'm only, I'm only so many hours into it. But without spoiling anything, there's a camp of goblins and a camp of druids. And druids are, kind of better than the goblins, because goblins usually stab people, and druids usually don't as much. But the goblin camp isn't openly hostile. It's not an EXP farm where you walk in and punch goblins until the EXP falls out. It is very clearly a living, breathing camp with living creatures in it. If you pass a very easy speech check, you can just walk into the camp and trade with them as people. And you know that your job, your quest, is to wipe out the camp. But it feels different because there's so much life in the camp that is not what you are that you could experience. Like, it feels like you are killing people who are, it feels like just killing people. It feels like you're killing actually people as opposed to just nameless scrub goblins with nameless faces. And that is a fantastic way of handling it. That is a way that changes into a experience instead of just an XP farm, And I like that. I like that they're not just evil, nameless monsters. The fact that every goblin has a name, and that if you go in there and walk around, you can talk to them and interact with them and see their culture. Yeah, I still wanted to stab them. I didn't like their culture, but the fact that it was actually thought out and that it existed was powerful. It was a good, powerful moment. Also, my game bricked. My save bricked in Baldur's Gate 3, and I don't know how to get it back. I don't have that many mods installed. But my player character, cannot go to camp or long rest. My friend's player character, which is also a custom character, can. Both of the companions we have can. But my player character, I made Eddie from the Friday game. Eddie simply cannot go back to camp or long rest. It happened once, and we were like, dang it sucks. Well, let's go back a few saves. And we went back a few saves. And when we went back a few saves, we were able to you know, fish it out and find a save, like find out when it happened. We couldn't figure out why it happened. We found out when it happened, and we just had to replay an hour of gameplay. And like, you know, that sucks, but whatever. Fast forward to a few days ago, where we queue it up, and I can't go back to camp. So like, okay, let's go back and load up a save from from the other day where we could, because I know I went back to camp right before we ended the gaming session. So we went back there, and I couldn't go back to camp. Like, oh, that's weird. Go back to a previous save. Still can't go back to camp on that character. Eddie, that one character, cannot go back to camp, even on the save from an hour in, which means it's a problem with the character and the game, not a problem with the save file. And I don't know how to fix that. I've seen a few references to other people who have the same issue, but their fixes, which included executing the character and helping them back up, or yeah, they just didn't work. Even on the save files where it did work before, it was like, well, I don't have that many mods. We have only a couple of ease of life, only a very few couple of mods. Xbox is getting a firmware update to fix that exact problem. Ah, ooh, good. So the save file might not be porked. That'll be good to know. That would be cool if the save file wasn't just hosed. Because we're still in the first chapter, but I don't want to play 20 hours. May have a bias against 5e. Yo, another person who knows and is aware that 4th edition is the best D&D system. High five. Divinity Original Sin 2 is very good and I love it. It's a fantastic game. I actually do like Baldur's Gate though as well. I actually have a Pathfinder game coming up. The next episode is on Friday. But 4th edition is better. But, so yeah, Baldur's Gate is fun and I like it, and things are weird. I'll warn you if you watch that game, I'm a strange and experimental GM who does a bunch of weird stuff. 4th edition is a good game. I need to run a 4th edition game on the channel because people need to see how good of a system it is. That's all. People need to see how good of a system it is because it is very good. So yeah, my Baldur's Gate 3 is currently bricked, and I'm sad. And I don't know how to deal with it, but actually Getty's thing gives me a whole bunch of happiness. Every good DM uses degrees of success and failures anyways. The fact that it's hard-coded in a Pathfinder 2e is good, but any half-decent GM already does that. So that's the thing, is like, okay, yeah, that is a good thing. I agree. But for me, I did that in every system I've run. And yeah, 4th edition also has the best bard in D&D. Oh, hard agree. Big agree. No, not even close. D&D 4th edition bards are amazing. Even for spells? Okay, no, not for spells, but just in general. I mean, that's part of the roleplay aspect. As the DM, you can just change the description depending on how well the player does it. Unless you're talking about the bard thing, which is, yeah, even for spells, the 4th edition bard is the most unique and interesting. It's not just a couple of spells from other classes, it actually is its own separate class. Mechanically. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. My character, Eddie, in Baldur's Gate 3 I'm playing as an arcane trickster rogue, which is working quite well, and is quite fun. And my friend is playing a casino mage, which is just a wild magic sorcerer with every wild magic possible. And we currently have Will, who is our tank. Will is our tank as a warlock. Warlock tank. No dual class, no multi-class, just a warlock tank. And it's working. He's absolutely rocking it. And then we have Karlak on druid. Because I wanted to have a healer of some sort, and, well, Karlak kind of works as a druid, honestly. Like, it kind of actually works. It's a little bit weird to have her as a lower strength character, just personality-wise, but like, just but other than that, Druid seems to be an interesting fit for her, and I kind of like it. But yeah, Willa is a warlock tank. Is so much fun. It's so cool. Lower strength, but could become bear. Because she's healing, we have her on the path that can refresh spells once per between long rests. So, yeah. Warlockadin is actually amazing. It really is. I mean, I've loved Palalock ever since 4th edition, when I played Abaddon as a Palalock, and it was amazing. Thaumaturge is cool. We have a investigator in our game and 2 inventors. The party composition is investigator, 2 inventors, and then someone who punches and someone who casts spells. I forget what versions of those, but it is a good team. Okay, that's funny. I don't remember if Magus is the class, but yes, we do have a Magus Serling is one of the players, the the sound designer. Sound designer for Hasbin Hotel, Lackadaisy Cats. Yes, Magus Serling is in the party. Cool dude. Yeah, I know it's a class, but we said that, and that's where my brain went. It's funny. Yeah. Rock brain. There is no brain, only rocks. Yeah. I think we are going to start wrapping things up unless people have more cool things to think. But I think I'm just going to go out, go for a walk, get some food, and then probably hop on Discord and vibe with people. Maybe I'll stream on Twitch later if I'm feeling like it. Play some Kobold core. But you are all wonderful, and I appreciate you all for showing up. It was nice meeting the people who showed up fresh. And for people who are watching the VOD, hi! How you guys doing? You can feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions or thoughts on anything we've talked about all of today, and I will respond to it. And I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. Cheers, friends. I'm gonna have my stream deck, so I can't just push the button. I can't just like hit the button and do it. I have to actually like switch over to OBS and then